Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now, I did promise not a lot of readings this month, but I really did want to do a reading for the new moon. I don't know why. I've missed the last 2 months of new moons due to my schedule, but I feel like there's something special about this full moon, and I can't tell you why. Once I look at the astrology, I can sort of tell you why, but bear in mind, if you watch Minnow Pond, it's a really good channel, well worth going to watch. He live streams daily at 4 p.m. Eastern. It might be Pacific, but I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, look him up. He's a really good tarot reader, and he calls his astrology Chris's crappy astrology. I have not got such an alliterative name for mine yet. I did think of one, but I've forgotten it. I don't particularly want to go with Dee's Despicable Astrology or anything like that. But anyway, the astrology of this new moon is really interesting. But I have also, I have put a link in the description down below for Kesenya Moore's video this week about the new moon and about the whole week around it, the Sun trine Pluto and leading up to the new moon, which is a great time for making requests. Simple as that. Making requests of the universe. Now, I think that these will go on air on YouTube later than the peak of the Sun trine Pluto that she's talking about, but it doesn't mean that the energies have disappeared if you didn't know about them. It's you just have to put yourself in that Monday frame of mind, but specifically this Monday as I'm filming this right now. So it's a general reading. It's a general reading this time by element, due to time considerations. My apologies. So being a general reading rules apply, you know, timing's far from absolute. If someone else appears in the reading, I can get the who is who mixed up. Roles can be reversed, as they say, but basically the cards don't come with name tags. Timing is not absolute. In a way, Chris Witecki on his show was saying that the Virgo season defines the rest of the year that's going along. I mean, we have those definition points all the time on certain specific items, but the Virgo season helps define certainly the rest of, well, the academic year, you know, if nothing else. Like I say, it will be by element, and my brain has just gone blank. So there'll be a timestamp. That's what I was going to say. There will be a timestamp down below for you to fast forward to the reading if you're one of these people that wants to watch more than one element. Because again, I would say watch your sun, your moon and your rising signs. Obviously your moon, obviously your sun, and really obviously your rising sign, because it was the most important one in ancient astrology. So if you happen to be one of those people who have a different element for each sign, well, you've got a lot of watching to do. But let me dive first into the symbols for this degree. This new moon, occurring on the 17th, is occurring at 25 degrees Virgo. Now, the Chandra symbol for this is an old man counting gold coins. Now, when I saw that, to start off with, I was like, that's nowhere near as... You've heard me in some of my degree readings or some of my other moon readings when I've gone into the degree, and it's been a beautiful and intricate image. But then again, on second thought, so is this one. An old man has a lot of experience. We are talking about the moon conjunct the sun. And the gold coins can certainly represent the sun. They can represent achievements. Gold, if you subscribe to all the tales about the Anunnaki and all of that sort of thing, or monatomic gold, gold can be used to elevate your spiritual vibration. So there's a lot of symbolism implicit in there. Now, all the astrologers are talking about this being a time now for making plans. Despite Mars retrograde that's going on, So it's not maybe a time immediately for enacting on those plans, but it is a time for setting those plans. And I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and this is how I'm going to do it. And if that happens, I've got that contingency plan. But they're not really talking about contingency plans so much as just plans. Now, the interpretation of this image is getting your bearings, determining your limits. I mean, let's face it, we've got all that Capricorn energy going on. Finding a reality fix. Now, I love that image, finding a reality fix, because, yeah, we could do with a reality fix, maybe a reality plumber, electrician, fireman. You know, we could do with quite a lot of reality fixing at the moment. So making sure that everything is there, checking out the manifest details over and again, coming down to earth and becoming sober and straight and clear. You are overwhelmingly convinced that there must come this cleaning up and clearing up. Sick and tired of the pretense and hype, hungry to get down to basics, and somewhat hooked on the quantitative intelligence. Blurring distinctions, intent upon being viable, correct, and self-sufficient. If all these things are taken up with a twinkle of humour, they are digestible. But if they become self-serious and a little too proper, they are deadly and sickening. You learn to throw off the attitude and cleave to the substance of getting things right, unapologetically and steadfastly. And, by the sound of that, hopefully with a smile on your face, otherwise it could all go wrong. Now, it's really interesting, this, I've just even noticed this in the interpretation, this coming down to earth and becoming sober and straight and clear. Because if I then click on to my new moon aspects, I notice that the moon is both counter-parallel Neptune and in opposition to Neptune. It's not a huge opposition, it's nearly 6 degrees orb, and it's leaving, but the moon has just come from an opposition of Neptune, and the counter-parallel, where's, I know it exists, where can I see it? That's within 1 1/3 degrees of orb. So it really is positioning itself opposite that Neptune in Pisces, which, as we know, can be great for spirituality and also fantastic for delusions and disappearing up your own backside with how you think the world is, and you know, the perfect definition of a political echo chamber. The other thing is that the moon is parallel to everything that's going on in Aries. Now, it's quincunx Aries, so it's applying quincunx specifically by degree rather than just by sign to Lilith, showing a misunderstanding of Lilith's battle, I think would be a good way to put it. I don't want to dive too much into that one because I'm likely to say something wrong, and that will be Dee's crappy astrology. But it's parallel to Lilith, Chiron. Now there it's showing a point of tension and a point of misunderstanding with the wounds stroke the healing that you are receiving. And maybe with Chiron, with instruction that you are receiving, because this full moon is also square both the north and south node. And if I remember correctly, it is square the galactic center. I know I wrote that down somewhere. So moon... yeah, it's square the galactic center by 1 degree. So the way I interpret that, bear in mind, I am not an astrologer, but the way I interpret that is, for this new moon, we're on our own. Loads of the planets are stationary right now. Saturn is barely moving a degree this month. Pluto is barely moving a degree this month. Mars has just turned retrograde, so it's not really moving very fast yet. So everything's on hold. Everything's standing back. You're on your own. And in a way, that's quite beautiful. It's we are not being pushed or pulled in any particular direction. We're being put in this. I suppose you could say that we ourselves are void of course, if you know what the moon void of course is. The moon is not void. The moon is not void at all. It is coming off of a trine with Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn. Let me see, they are separating, aren't they? So it's stepping away from having a harmonious relationship with that whole Capricorn cluster, Capricorn council, whatever you want to call it. It's had several names on the astrology videos. Not all of them polite, but it's almost like walking away from the restrictions, walking away from in your feelings, walking away from everything that's being hoisted upon us at the moment, to just have a moment in space and go, okay, what am I going to do? Now, you're not going to get to do it now necessarily, but it's a beautiful time to sit and work out what you are going to do. Now, of course, I have a link down there to the Facebook page for this channel, page, group, channel. I get confused with all the different labels, but so for the Facebook page for this channel, now obviously I post these videos, so if you are finding the change in YouTube's notifications as annoying as I have, or as I am, then there's a good place to find it. Also, I post all the astrology videos that are like weather reports and discussing what's going on in the skies at the moment that I find. And sometimes I post other readers, so come and join the Facebook fun. It's always good to receive the odd comment or two. Well, I say this page has been running for a year. I think I've had 2 comments on it. So if you are there on my Facebook page, because there's at least 100 of you, say hello. And there's a link also down there for AstroSeek, which is where you can get yourself a free birth chart. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about your moon and your rising sign, you need your place and your time of birth as well as your date. And then you can work out what's coming over the horizon. That's your rising sign, where the moon was, get all those details. But I imagine if you're watching one of my videos, you already know all of that stuff, so I'll shut up about it. Now, the other thing is the Sabian symbol for this degree, which I'm on completely the wrong page of my little notepad. Bear with me. Now, the Sabian symbol for 25 to 26 degrees Virgo is a boy with a censer serves the priest near the altar. Now, if you look into ritual tradition, the whole purpose of the censer is to hold frankincense, which is to raise the vibration, clear away negative energies, but normally there's something else will do that first. And the frankincense is there to raise the vibration up, to help the priest link into the divine. That's where that tradition of the censer comes from. So that boy is doing an incredibly important job. He may not be the person that the spotlight is on, but he would be missed if he wasn't there. So I really like that idea of the, again, it's clearing. What was it that the Chandra symbol said? It was, you are overwhelmingly convinced that there must come this cleaning up and clearing up. And I must admit, I've been going around doing a bit of spring cleaning. Okay, it's a bit late for spring. But there is that feel in the air of, don't need that no more. Don't need that no more. Need to get rid of that. Need to put that in its proper place. Let's go and sort my filing out so I know where everything is when I need it. All those sort of, not I've had the time to do it, but that's what, you know, piles have been shifting around my house to different shelves. Let's put it that way. So in summary, I've probably waffled too much. Yeah, 14 minutes in. Let's get on with the card reading. Oh, and plus that Facebook link. I also put my Linktree link down below, but that Facebook page, there's an inbox there. So if you want to contact me for a personal reading, then October, I have a lot more time, and you can also expect to see a lot more videos. So I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, I'll bring up the cards. Right then, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising, of course. Sun, Moon or Rising, I should say. So it's a different format, different spread to what I normally do. It's Oracle cards based this time because I'm doing a quarter of the zodiac. It's going to be more general, but there's some really, really interesting cards here. We start with Maya Deren, who is a 40s and 50s poet, filmmaker, incredibly creative person. So the reading's talking about get your creative juices going, and this whole idea of this new moon is the new moon for, well, any new moon is the new moon for planning and setting intentions, but this one really is, you know, this is defining a lot of the next 12 months coming across. Certainly 6 months until the Virgo full moon. Virgo full moon when we get to Pisces season. It must be Pisces season. So anyway, there is a call for self-expression because there's numerous things that you are going to be shown. The feeling that I'm getting, we've got ancient power mysteries here. The rattle of Isis playing, and that's a card that speaks very much about initiation into the mysteries of Isis. So it's almost like there are aspects of information, awarenesses, understandings is probably the best word, that will allow you means to express yourself in a way that makes an impact on the world. So, I mean, obviously for me, that would have been me sort of initially going, oh, I could do a YouTube channel, or various other things that I've done through my life. For you, it may be creative as in some form of media, or it could be creative in another way. You can be just as creative opening a shop in an area that needs one and ensuring that there are plenty of supplies coming into the shop so that the people nearby have easy access to everything that they need. So, you know, there's many ways that creativity can manifest itself, but creativity is definitely called for, and it is asking you to stand alongside not even your beliefs. How can I put this? The feeling that I can get from it. It's almost like beliefs or, again, understandings that are welling up inside, so that when this rattle of Isis is bringing insight into something or another, just like any tarot reading that you should be watching if it's supposed to be for you on YouTube, it's about confirmation of what you already know, not necessarily something new. It's like those facts that will come to you which make you go, well, of course it's that way. Yeah, of course it's that way. I've always known it was that way. I've just never put it into those words before, or never looked at it at that angle before. But of course it is. Because next from the Foxfire Oracle, we've got the card of Hope, which is very much, I mean, as the name implies, giving you the strength to surge ahead even when there seems like there's not a lot of point, and that it's that you're tempted to be hopeless. Your first two cards on the tarot here, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles. walking away from your dreams, a sensation of loss. Yeah, walking away from your dreams is 8 of Cups, isn't it? But that's what I saw when I first turned it over. If you look at the way that this lady is tipping the contents of one of the cups into that sand pit, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, no, not anymore. No, thank you. So there's some loss that has been incurred already, and there is some loss that you are wanting to incur. As I said, I got a very 8 of Cups vibe from that 5 of Cups, which is immediately followed by 5 of Pentacles, which, as we know, is poverty, lack, but also can be a sensation of guidance and the offer of assistance if only you reach out for it. If you think about the 5 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite, there's the freezing pair of paupers wandering past a nicely warm lit church window. They only have to go around the corner and into the door of the church, and then they'll be warm and dry as well. So there is that, and also the light from the church window is supposed to or can represent the guidance of the divine, the love of God shining upon them. And we are followed by judgment, a point of transformation. So there's certain things that may have been lost, and there's other things where you're just going, yeah, can't be fussed with that. Not anymore. No, thank you. And this is partly in a reaction to you going, hang on a minute, I need to express something in this world. So I'm talking about expressing a soul intent. So it's not just like the creative field. Maya Deren was also in her later years, got into the study of Haitian voodoo. So there is that element of reaching towards other powers to see what else, how those relationships with other powers, physical and non-physical, incarnate and disembodied, can work for you. And that, hopefully, that sense of reaching out is what helps Isis rattle, or Sistrum as it's called, to rattle. That's a clumsy sentence, isn't it? But giving you the hope to move forward. That hope that creates transformation. And once we get to this point of judgment here, it gets so much better. King of Cups and High Priestess. There's that balancing and following of your intuition, balancing of all the disparate forces that are around in a receptive manner, but still very much being in control. We've got the 5 here again with the King of Cups, as we have a starfish just at the bottom by his other hand, if you can see that, just above the word cups. There's a little starfish there. So I'm not going to just say angel number 55, which I cannot remember what it means. But I always remember 5 is the number of magic and 5 is the number of man. And I think 5 is the number of challenge, as we know. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands shows you that. But challenge promotes growth. It's a number of evolution. And with this transformation brought by reaching out to other powers, whatever that means. I'm not saying that you should all head straight out to go see your local shaman, or to dive online to find a Hangan or Bakor to hire and initiate you into the Haitian mysteries. But what I am saying is that you can look at that in a spiritual fashion and maybe work with a new energy that you haven't worked before. Or it is literally putting a planning application in, getting the local council on side, finding an investor, an external power that can assist you in what you're planning to do. Even though it looks quite bleak, But this is a period of recovery for you. There's been torment here. Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there's been torment. It's finished. And it is up to you at the moment of clearing through the rubble and seeing what's worth it, what's left. Card number 32 from the... I've forgotten what it's called. Hang on a minute. Where's my book? Sacred Spirit Oracle. It's called Shield Your Energy, and it mentions in the card description about how frogs have to live in unpolluted waters. So there is an element of clearing out exactly what this person is doing when she's kicking that one cup over. Remember, on the Five of Cups, normally you're left with two cups. She's got two, and she's getting rid of one of them. Is going, yeah, that's rubbish. There is that element of, yeah, stuff it. And you know that's not the words I'm saying in my mind, but, you know, yeah, stuff it. There is one cup that she is keeping. There's one cup that she's preserving. And that one cup is all that you need. So it is a time of getting rid of certain things out of your life to enable you to move forward with your creative endeavors with hope. They will be fertile. They will bring, I don't want to say bring abundance, because that sounds very highfalutin, but they will bring return if you pursue this creative idea, possibly inspired either by spirit or an external power. But we have King of Cups here, who is feeling okay. He's like, yeah, no, I'm happy with what I'm doing now. I'm happy that this is going in the right direction. It feels like the right direction. And with this High Priestess, the amount of energy coming down straight into her crown chakra there's a chain of stars that you can see going down into her. There's a name for that moon headband. I can't remember what it is. It's a gift that keeps on giving. It's like when you find a new topic of study and then there's another layer and another layer and another layer. And the more that you dig in, the more you find there's more to dig for. And that in itself is beautiful. Interestingly as well, Murmur. Oh, Murmur here appearing here at the end. Now, Murmur, he's here with the tagline of history. Now, Murmur's job is, well, skill, sorry, not job, skill. One of his skills is unearthing secrets. Nothing is a secret from Murmur. And so there's an element of, if there's anything that you need to set right, set it right. But there's also, it's like secrets coming to you. I'm linking that with what we've got here with Maya Deren and the Ancient Power Mysteries, of those understandings that are welling up inside of you. Ow, bit my cheek. That are welling up inside of you as a reaction to facts, feelings, even songs or something. You know, you hear something and it makes the brain go tick, 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 tick. And then the heart goes, yeah, you're right. Look. And this truth lifts up from within you to your conscious awareness. So yes, plan. Yes, plan. Well, I think what it's really saying is plan, even if it appears that it's completely and utterly not accomplishable at the moment, because you are starting from that Ten of Swords. So that is something that has finished, but was obviously, you know, not the easiest of experiences. There's still stuff to clear up. There's still some pollutants in your environment that you need to clear out. But the blessings of the Moon Maiden shows that all of your efforts here will be rewarded. But that is that it will be rewarded as you allow your own transformation. And because these first two cards, they're a little depressing, that is why this Hope card has come in. So it doesn't matter how impractical it seems, have the plan aim for it anyway, because it's going to have hidden secrets that come open to you once you are committing yourself to this. That's actually really nice. It's a slow process, this one, but it is really, really nice. So make your plans. Be aware that your plans may have to not change, but flow, bend with the pressures that they are exposed to. But make your plans as if you are going to be creating and displaying to the world one of your own personal eternal truths. And if you are sat there going, I don't know what my eternal truths are, then you just haven't thought about it enough, because you do. You more than likely do. And if you don't, it's going to come obvious to me. So even if the plan is starting, hang on a minute, what's my eternal truth? But most of us have ideas about what we want to bring to the world. When we're going around saying, oh, what is my sole purpose? What is my destiny? What is this? Well, you know what you want to do. And that is the thing for you to chase after. You pretty much know what you want to do. We all know what we want to do, and we just feel that the world isn't letting us do it. So what is any other jobs that you've got booked along the way of your soul's path will come obvious as you come across them. You know, when you've got to be here for one person's life and there for another person's life to have the effect, or let them have the right effect on you. But most of us pretty much know what we'd like to do in a perfect world. Now, the thing is, that world would only be perfect once we were doing it. So we have to try to do it in an imperfect world and just see how it goes. That is really nice. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn, yeah, you're going to feel this reading was all a bit wishy-washy woolly, aren't you? But no, literally follow your dreams. Decide your dreams, follow your dreams. It's a lovely message. It's very general, since it is a quarter of the zodiac, but it's more general than I'm used to giving. But it is nonetheless a lovely message. So yeah, enjoy Earth signs. And as I said, October, there'll be a lot more material. Normal service will be resumed, right? Cheers.